take a look at a couple of other guys that, if they're there at 44, would you be intrigued by? And this is the 47th ranked prospect by Dane Brugler of The Athletic. Jalen Tolbert from Alabama, 6'1", 195. He had scholarship offers from Power 5 programs, wanted to stay close to home. That's how he ended up at South Alabama. Doesn't have elite top-end speed, fluid footwork, slight hesitation in and out of breaks. He can mash the gas and create pockets of separation. That last little thing kind of intrigues me. And then John Metchie, and you see he is only average size and speed, but an instinctive route runner who understands how to manipulate coverage and is really quarterback friendly. As long as he makes full recovery from his ACL tear, should be a quality number 2 in the NFL. If either of those guys are around in the second round, you intrigued by him?
Tolbert interests me a little bit. I mean, South Alabama's not exactly a football powerhouse, but they're a pretty solid, at least group of 5 programs. The profile on Tolbert's interesting. You don't necessarily need to be a super fast receiver to be a very good one. You just need to be able to have gears you can shift into to create separation, a stop and go, understanding how to manipulate coverage as a route runner. Those are nuanced things. And a guy who can do those things, while he may not be the fastest, if he's fast enough, he's going to be productive. So Tolbert, maybe would be an interesting guy. There's a lot of guys in that day 2 range that absolutely stand out to me. I've talked before about guys like David Bell and Wan'Dale Robinson. Those two play different games than Jalen Tolbert, but both those guys are interesting prospects. And when it comes to John Metchie, we should know by now you don't doubt receivers from Alabama. I mean, they had 4 guys go in the first round the last 2 years. Metchie, before he got injured, he was obviously very productive, and he was a big reason why Alabama won that national title in 2020. Just, he's not a number 1 guy, but in that range, maybe you're not necessarily looking for a number 1 guy. Ideally, you love to get guys who could be number 1, but you're also looking for guys who could fill roles. You want to have multiple different receivers to threaten the defense with that they have to pay attention to. And Metchie's profile seems like at least a solid second receiver who can, be productive, maybe fill a Jarvis Landry role in a way. This guy's going to rack up a lot of catches, get open, and, just be effective out there with the football. So it's just important to diversify what they have at receiver, but it's got to start with the dynamic guy. Once you get that dynamic number 1, and you can create a hierarchy behind that number 1 guy and really have a balanced receiver group that you can threaten some defenses with.